As one of the unique species to ever roam the earth, human beings are unparalleled in this capacity to convey intricate ideas, develop complex civilizations and technology, and alter our surroundings in novel ways. To understand how we ended here, we need to look back at the earliest hominid predecessors of human. Evolutionary history. Around 7 million years ago in Africa, the hominid lineage, which includes our own species, Homo sapiens, first appeared. The early hominids were small-brained, upright moving bipedal apes. These early hominids evolved larger brains and more advanced tools over time, allowing them to adapt to shifting settings and eventually disperse across the world. The subsequent evolution of the hominids to the genus Homo about 2.5 million years ago was one of the most significant moments in the evolution of humans. The Homo species had even larger brains and more sophisticated tool-making skills. The earliest known Homo species, that is Homo habilis, was able to make rudimentary stone tools despite having a brain that was only approximately 600 cc in volume, roughly half the size of a modern human brain. The Homo lineage continued to develop around time, giving rise to species like Homo erectus and Homo heidelbergensis. These species could hunt and gather more effectively because they had larger brains and more developed tool-making skills. They also started to create social structures. There is a proof that the first human populations coexisted and took care of one another. When the first member of our own species, Homo sapiens, first appeared in Africa some 300,000 years ago, it was one of the most significant moments in the human evolution. With an average brain volume of about 1300 cc, Homo sapiens had brains even bigger than their ancestors. The social systems were more advanced, and these were indications of sophisticated language and symbolic reasoning. Homo sapiens started migrating out of Africa and dispersing all over the world some 70,000 years ago. And the Stone Age, a time in human history characterized by the use of stone tools and emergence of early human communities, officially began at this point. The Stone Age. The first chapter of the story of human civilization starts with the Stone Age, which lasted from roughly 2.5 million years ago to about 3000 BCE. It is by far the earliest and longest time in human history. Humans used stone tools for hunting, gathering foods, and surviving. The Paleolithic Age, that is 2.5 million to 10,000 BCE, the Mesolithic Age, that is 10,000 to 8,000 BCE, and the Neolithic Age, that is 8,000 to 3,000 BCE, are additional divisions of the Stone Age. Only simple stone tools like hand axes and choppers, primarily used for hunting and gathering, were developed during the Paleolithic Age, sometimes referred to as the Old Stone Age. Humans were nomads who lived in tiny groups and traveled in the quest for food and shelter throughout this time. The Mesolithic Age, also known as the Middle Stone Age, was a time of technological development for humans as they started to create increasingly complex stone tools, including arrowheads, knives, and scrapers. It was during this period fishing and agriculture were developed, allowing people to settle down and create larger communities. The emergence of agriculture and animal husbandry during the Neolithic Age, often called the New Stone Age, was a key turning point in human history. The first civilization emerged during this time, including the Sumerian, Egyptian, and Indus Valley civilization, which created sophisticated social structures and erected huge cities. Humans also created new technologies, including pottery, weaving, and metallurgy. Iron Age, that is spears. A key technological advance that had a lasting effect on human history was the discovery and usage of iron. Copper or bronze, the metals used to produce tools and weapons throughout the Bronze Age, were much softer and weaker than iron. Iron tools and weaponries were far more efficient and robust than bronze equivalents. The development of new, more advanced tools and weapons made of iron during the transition from the Stone Age to the Iron Age signified a time of significant technological achievements. Most historians agree that the Iron Age started approximately 1200 BCE and ended around 500 CE, marking the end of the ancient world. The creation of new technologies like the plough and the sickle, which transformed agriculture, was also made possible using iron. It resulted in an increase in food production and population expansion, which in turn sparked the emergence of new civilization and more sophisticated social systems. Some of the greatest civilizations in human history, such as the Greeks, Romans, and Chinese, rose to prominence during the Iron Age. This civilization expanded their empires and made important strides in literature, art, science, and other fields. They also created novel structures of social and governmental organizations such as democracy and the rule of law, which serve as the cornerstone of contemporary society. What makes us unique? One of the defining characteristics of the human species is intelligence and the capacity for language with the ability to convey complicated concepts. We can communicate knowledge, create complex communities, and transmit cultural traditions from generation to generation, and thanks to language. Early human cultures most likely developed due to the development of language and symbolic reasoning. Other equally important characteristics that help propel humans to the top of the food chain are the ability to adapt, improvise, and find creative solutions to complex problems. From the Arctic to the desert, there are many different habitats in which humans can survive. Because of our capacity for adaptation, new tools and technologies have been created to help humans survive in increasingly more difficult environments. Early humans created a wide variety of stone tools during the Stone Age, ranging from straightforward hand axes to more intricate spear points and knives. With evidence of early human cultures living in groups and engaged in commerce and other forms of cooperation, they also started to build increasingly complex social structures, leading to the inevitable rise of the most successful species on the planet. In retrospect, the transition from the Stone Age to the Iron Age was a crucial time in human history, since it marked a period of substantial technologies, growth, and laid the groundwork for the emergence of modern society. Humans were able to create new technologies, revolutionize agriculture, and establish vast empires owing to the usage of iron tools and weapons. Some of the greatest civilizations in human history rose to prominence during the Iron Age, making significant contributions to science, technology, art, spirituality, and literature, and creating new government and social organization systems that still influence modern society today.